Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome back to Phil's Corner. I am your host, as ever, as always, Phil. It is such a blessing to be here with y'all. I hope you all have a wonderful day and you're having an even better start to your Friday. This is a a a stroll, a flurry away from our normally scheduled program, away from the football, away from the World Cup. This, in the video description, this channel is said to be a hub for all kinds of chat and topic and anything and everything, everywhere, whatever it may be. You're supposed to get it here. And today I went to watch a movie. A movie was supposed to come out on the 17th, but I watched on the 16th because I roll like that. And it was based off of Homer's epic, The Odyssey. The movie was called The Odyssey, and I think it was a good movie. We're gonna dive into the movie real quick. Spoilers ahead, unless of course you're one of the people that watches movies through pitch meetings or honest trailers or cinema sins. It was that's how I consume my movies these days. But it was no, it was a good movie, and there were some things I didn't like. So first and foremost, if you're unfamiliar, if not familiar with the story, it is the tale of Odysseus as he tries to lead his men back from the Battle of Troy, which is found in the book The Iliad, which is another epic story by Homer. And it is post those events as they try to find their way back to Ithaca. So Odysseus is trying to lead his crew as well as himself back to his island where he's the king, and his son Telemachus as well as his loving wife Penelope. And so he ends up losing a lot of it. So I'm pretty sure by now you know the story. So he ends up losing a lot of his men. That's a lie. He loses all of his men on his voyage back, but in very interesting and different ways. There were some things I didn't love really. It wasn't the exact one to one with how the actual book goes, and you were missing some stuff which I thought was important. The scene in Troy, because we're in Troy for a lot of the movie, for a whole lot of it. It was a 3 hour long. It was a 3 hour long movie, man, and yeah, yeah, you could see why. So we were in Troy for a good part of the movie for various different reasons, and whilst we were there, we saw the Trojan horse scheme. You know, it actually sheds a lot of good light to those things where like you wonder how this stuff would have happened, like the going on, during some of these events, like for example, when during the Trojan horse, some not everyone survived, obviously, because it was put on shore, so it could be taken in by the people of Troy, and obviously it was on shore, so the tide got in, so some people drowned within. They had to make sure that everyone stayed quiet. No one was to be make a sound or else they'll be caught. So it was a very very good plan. It worked out as well. But anyway, stuff I didn't like. I'm gonna say real quick. I wasn't a fan of how they, yeah, from the Troy thing, he didn't kill Hector's child, and so Zeus wasn't there to make him choose between like making letting the child live and eventually kill him, or just killing him on the spot. Um, when we look at the Cyclops, he never had a conversation with Odysseus, and Odysseus never drugged him with the wine, which he which put him to sleep. But they did blind him, and he called out to Poseidon to get vengeance for him. They didn't go to the land of Lotus Eaters yet for some reason. Though of course they were in a storm, and that storm led them to um, the Land of the Giants. Okay, I think I didn't like Cersei. When it came to Cersei's island, there were no nymphs. It was just Cersei. There was no. I thought the Underworld saga was cool. That was fine. Um, then I think of so they did this thing in the whole movie where none of the gods except Athena was shown. So and Athena basically was just a figment of Odysseus' imagination because only Odysseus got to see Athena. So it makes you wonder if it is real, it is subconscious. But either way, it had Zendaya play Athena, which is sublime, and the movie showed that Odysseus was a true warrior of the mind, and in that he had to continuously struggle through dealing with his men and if his own mental state of like he wants to go home, but at the same time he doesn't want to go home because of the atrocities he committed in Troy. So now he's going to go into the movie now. Zeus was never shown. Poseidon was never shown. We get glimpses that they're there. It's like the gods were never truly there, but you could feel and see their wrath, right? Um, but then again, you you'd think nothing was really mythical in the show except as a Cyclops and all those other things. You had the sirens and um, Scylla. It was I thought Scylla looked great. I thought they did a good job there, but heaven forbid you use some CGI to make Zeus come down with lightning. Also, his crew is dumb. His crew is dumb as heck. I mean, so you're told that you're going to go on an island and you're going to die because you're going to kill the sun god's cattle on that island. And your next response is, we won't because we have the rations. You then proceed to get on the island. You can't escape the island because of the wind. So now you're like, we have no rations. And you're going to kill the cattle, like the prophecy said. And yeah, they died after that. Very, of course they did. And then he finds himself on Calypso's island. Here's the last thing which I didn't like about the movie, the Calypso part. I don't know why, but she was so cordial with Odysseus. One, she feeds him and gives him lotus to drink, which she never did. I guess for the plot, so why not? Um, she is actively trying to help him remember who he is, but for one night, as he was getting close, then he she drugs him again to make him forget. There was some weird stuff. I mean, Antinius. Okay, we'll get to the Suitors. We'll get to the Suitors. When you're looking at the okay, you look at that part. That's fine. About Calypso, it's not even fine really, because her whole appeal was that like she was abandoned. She said she started falling in love with Odysseus as she cared for him as they went on, but we know that it was love at first sight for her because she was a castaway that never got to really see a person, got to see another human being, especially got to see a man. Yeah, so it didn't make sense because she was trying to help Odysseus leave towards the end, and we know that she's obsessed with him in the epic, in the epic, the Odyssey, because she loves him whether she it's true love or not. She believes that she loves him and she doesn't want to be without him, but in truth, she just doesn't want to be alone anymore, which is exactly what she was going to be now that this is left. But she helps him leave. So I don't know. That I thought that was weird. I didn't like that dynamic. I guess they tried to humanize her in a way, tried to make her seem less of the monster that she truly was. Because lest we forget, she kept the man captive for 7 years. Even she did that in this movie as well. Um, and she tried to justify it as always. But in some of the epic story of the epic, she forced Odysseus to lay with her as well. So, but then at the island, he had no idea who Penelope or his son was. Now, speaking of, I thought they did a great job with Penelope. I thought she was fantastic. Um, Although she had this one scene where it's like she's like, "Oh, how come men only get to be the rulers, but now the sons are like, oh, so you want to be queen?" Or they, "No, I want my husband." I'm like, okay. Anyway, that aside, I found they did a good job with Telemachus. They didn't make him seem like the little punk that he normally is. I am not the biggest fan of him. Of his, I thought he was kind of a loser, but no, in the movie, it made him seem better. He had a cool kill scene. It was the midway point of the sorry, towards the end of the movie, against one of the suitors. He did. They also did a great job with Antinius. Although there was this one thing. In the end, Antinius is really trying to kill Telemachus when they had a great chance to kill him, and they could have been right to kill him at the time because he Telemachus laid hands on the suitor, one of the suitors, and he was like, "All right, you saw him. I'm gonna kill him now because he attacked me first." But then Antonius is like, no, stops him but like that could have helped him out in the long run. But I guess he stopped him just because he wanted to make himself look good in front of the the Telemachus's mom, Penelope. It's not didn't make sense. But other than that, so the positives of the movie really, it was so well paced. Like it was truly a journey. You really felt you were with him throughout the entirety of the journey. It was like it moved so well. When whatever happened, whatever he did, you felt it like you were there. You were a part of it. It was part of your story as well as not just his story. It was a fantastically written story. You got to feel his anguish, his pain, and his joy at the end when he could finally be with his wife. The characters were the acting was fantastic. It was an ensemble cast, but you'd expect the acting to be great, but it was truly brilliant. Um, it was visually beautiful. It was a stunning movie. Honestly, it was the CGI was done perfectly. The set pieces, wherever those whatever locations filmed in, it was glorious. Look, I'm no actual film critic, as you may have noticed, but I can appreciate a good film when I see one. And overall, I didn't love a lot of the things about the movie. I did, but the movie itself, even though at 3 hours, after the second hour, you're like, damn, time went by so quickly because it's just a fun movie to be in. It's a good movie to enjoy. I am going to give it a great rating. I think it's a great movie, a strong 8.2 out of 10 from me. That is my full stamp of approval. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for indulging me in this small little review of a very good movie which just came out. And I do hope you guys get the chance to see the Odyssey. I would highly recommend it. I think, all in all, Homer would probably be happy with how his vision was portrayed. And but anyway, that's gonna be it for today, folks. We're gonna be back with another video. With normal service shall resume with the state of the World Cup. But thank you so very much for joining me today. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Until next time, God bless you.